Alright, here we go. A new update for Heroes Forge has been pushed out. We're up to version 1.77. This update came out a few days ago, and I'm kind of between work and vacation, so I haven't had time to dig into it too much. So I thought we'd do a video today, talk about some of the new changes, some of the things that have come out in the game, and see what's new. So I guess the best place to start maybe is the patch notes. Let's take a look here. Alright, so you can see this came out on the 24th. Let's see, we have a new speed mechanic, so it represents how often a hero moves. So I actually didn't know this until recently, but when you're doing a battle, there was sort of your health bar, and then below that was the yellow bar, and I always assumed that was the speed bar. But what that actually was how much power you're hitting for. So as the battle went on, that bar would go up, and you would do more damage based on how long the bar was. I didn't know that. That was actually something new that came out through a discussion in I think in the Discord one day. So um, that's interesting. I have done a few battles. The speed mechanic is different for sure. Um, I haven't really kind of made up my mind about how I feel about it yet. I know they're still watching it to see how it goes. You know, I think the day after the patch came out, I actually went to a battle and I literally never got a move, and it was against two Iron Claws and a couple gunslingers. They were all maxed out, and so maybe it was my bad for going into the battle knowing that, but it did not go well. So I think maybe there's some tweaking to be done with the characters between in-game characters and other characters. Granted, a character or a set of characters who's maxed out should not lose to a team who's maybe got half of the, I guess half of their stuff in place. But at the same time, maybe those battles should be a little more dynamic than just getting one shot. Anyways, that's just something I ran into with that in general. So glad to see the mechanic coming in. I'm a bit worried about speed. Galaxy of Heroes is another game I play, and speed has always been sort of I guess a rough spot with the game, I guess, because they have this notion of mods, and it's not too far removed from I guess our training hall, but the thing that's different is the training hall can be maxed out. So like once you reach, I think it's level 10 of these, you can't gain anymore. So everybody is really on a level playing field. Galaxy of Heroes is a little bit different where do you have this concept of mods that you kind of farm? They're very random and very rangy, so you might not ever get a good set of mods as someone else who maybe's been playing longer or just plain luckier. So it is an even playing field, but it always introduces problems when it comes to balancing characters. Speed in arena will win a lot of times unless you really are careful with how much damage they can do. It's just a really tough thing to deal with. And further, like any kind of like I guess skill or anything that touches that mechanic affects it as well. So it just makes it really hard to kind of build your new characters and your new kits out without kind of doing damage to that. And I think the new Sentinel, which we'll talk about here in a few minutes, actually has a speed thing on his kit. So right now that may not be an issue, but as time goes on, maybe that becomes harder and harder. Let's see, so we've adjusted the stats on the gear stats on bonuses to fit the new speed mechanics. I haven't actually looked at this. Let's see if we can go in and take a quick peek at what maybe has changed. So looks like we have some Fireborn stuff here. So they still have burn, attack power. So this actually gives you a speed boost with 6 items. So on this character, I actually get that benefit. I don't remember what it was before, so that's interesting. The burn I thought was longer, but I don't recall. It's been a while. So that's definitely a change. So this character will get speed. Do we have any characters? Let's see if we can find some of the other gear sets here. It's Fireborn too. I haven't equipped a lot of the other ones because I'm just not even close to getting sets for them. And the Fireborn one was one that I was kind of able to get based on the node I was farming. We may have to actually remove something and then add something back to see if we can find it. This is one of my beasts with the game right now. Finding and managing gear is a real pain. Here we go, Vampiric. So it also has speed. It only gives you 5% at 3 though, so it's not as powerful. So again, here's an example where speed could come into play down the road. If PvP matches come down to speed, which we don't know yet, this is not going to be up to par with the Fireborn set because you get 10% more speed, and if you get more turns and you get more attacks, you're going to have a better chance of winning. So that's the trade-off, right? These are the things they're going to have to balance and be careful with as they move forward, because some of these sets just won't be used based on the fact that if I need to take more turns than you and take turns faster, that's what I'm going to go after. So interesting. So they both have speed. It looks like one's got a little bit less. Let's see, vampiric. So I do have that bonus now with him. That's interesting to see. I don't know how easy it's going to be for me to get to the other sets. Let's just remove this and see if I can find one. So those are both vampiric. Yeah, I don't know if we'll have time to go through all these today. It's kind of tough to get to. Like I said, what I'd love to see is when you click on an item here, and I said this in previous videos, I'd love to be able to click, instead of seeing this, I'd like to see this, but I'd also like a checkbox where I can look at all of my characters and see if I want to replace it. So in other words, if say this character has this piece, I would love to be able to see that and then swap it out right in this UI. That would be really good. And then so furthermore, it makes it even tougher because I've actually got to remove this piece, which is a hassle. Then I click it and I still can't see what other characters have. So I'm hoping this is a change that comes down the road. But anyways, looks like those sets were reworked just to kind of make it work with the new thing. That's good. We have a new hero, the Sentinel. Let's talk about him last. Full campaign rework. So what they did is they did add a new campaign. They added a few new zones. They added some reward adjustments, which I haven't really dug too deep into, and they've added insane mode. Now I've just started kind of going back through my campaign. You can see the Valley of Flowers here. I've already kind of finished these. These were pretty easy. They did give scrolls as a reward as the best loot. Again, I haven't really went over. I think it was up to 9 prior to this. So insane mode. So again, the best loot is kind of gear and those scrolls. It's actually not much different between the two. I'm assuming there's more monetary reward for those, but I'm not certain. Let's see. Can I see anything in 10? No, you can't even see these yet. So I haven't unlocked enough of this to see if that's going to make a big difference. I did do, I guess, 1 or 2. Yeah, it looks like I did 2 battles or 1 battle in here. It didn't seem too bad with the kit I had. I hadn't completed the last bit of 9. I think I was still on the heroic, the bottom here, but anyways, so that's new. So they've added these 3 new, the Den of Evil, Hellgate, if you remember Hellgate London. That was kind of a disappointing thing. Badlands, so those are all new things. And then, like I said, they've got these insane modes for all the other ones. And they do show like the XP, which is kind of nice. That's a new thing. They also added a timer to some of these. So I'll go back here. Where they do show your best time. I don't know if this is your best time or someone else's best time clearing this particular zone, but that's kind of cool. You can see how long it's going to take you per XP. I'm sure you could do some quick math here and figure out what's the best bang for your buck. So nice UI updates there. Definitely welcome to see those. Let's see what else we got here. We have Guardian reworks. New skill tree, new skill learn UI. So the UI for this is much better. I did rework, I didn't rework, but I went through and reapplied my skills. This was definitely a suggestion I think I'd made in an earlier video, so I was glad to see that they'd taken this to heart. I didn't see like a tremendous difference, and maybe I just don't recall all the different things. I did have a video prior kind of recommending my talents and where I had them set now. But the neat thing is, like, I don't have any points left, but before you apply points, you can actually see each level of what you're going to get. So this is nice. This was something you couldn't see before, and it was really hard to kind of pick out which things you wanted for your character because you couldn't really see how far you could go. Is this going to be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25? Well, now you know it's only 5 to 15. That can make a difference in how you decide which way you want to take your character. I don't know if I'll redo this video or not. I may kind of go through these. I'm still playing with the new setups, but the talents had to be reapplied. So if you had your characters or your guardians maxed up, you had to go back through and reapply your skill points there. New player onboarding, simplified account creation. So obviously I can't see this. There are different pop-ups now. I think they'd already kind of implemented this prior, but there's pop-ups in each different mode of the game to help people figure out like where they need to go, what they need to do, what that part of the game does. Pretty standard fare for this type of game. And then they have team presets, major graphical improvements, UI improvements, performance, and more. So the team presets are a godsend. I'm really happy to see they added those in. I don't have any attempts left today, but let's see, where can we go? We'll go into a dungeon here and we'll take a look at that. So for the daily raids, this is super nice. So basically I've got one set up for the big giant monster guy that only lets light side people do damage, and I've got one set up for the dark side, so I don't have to redo these every single time. So this is great. This was a fantastic change, well overdue, fantastic update to the game. Really glad to see it. I use Team C as sort of my farming team, so as I'm leveling up characters, this is my farm team. So this has been really cool. If they add a new raid, hopefully they'll add some more slots for characters, but this was a super great addition to the game. I think that was all the changes that they mentioned. Yeah, major graphical. Yeah, the game itself still looks pretty good. I think that it's kind of more of a bloomy effect. Let's not pick somebody super good here. Yasin is the guy who kind of tore me up with his one shot. We'll go in here. Let's just go do a quick battle. I'll bring in this team. As this is one I've been working on the most. Let's see. Oh, there's only 3 people, so this is not going to take too long. We'll probably just choose these real quick. Yeah, unfortunately. So you can see the yellow bar below under each player, you can tell who's going to go next. So this character is going next, and obviously this character will go next. Some games kind of do like a lineup of who's going in each order, but the way they've got their UI set up for your attacks, that probably won't be of use. You can also see it below your guardian, so you'll know when your guardian's going to take a turn as well. So this will be kind of a quick battle, but at least let you see. But as you can see, the graphics still look super sharp. The look to it looks like it's more saturated, I guess you could say. So I don't know if they've upped the resolution or they've changed some other things, but those are definitely things you can see within the game itself. Definitely some improvements to the visual parts of it. Finally, I wanted to talk about the new character, the Sentinel. So we'll go into our library. I have not pulled him yet. You can get him for like $10 right now if you're really interested in him. Here he is here. So let's take a look at his abilities. So he's got an attack, just a basic attack, nothing too extraordinary there. Bullseye attack with 97 power, always crits and skips 1 turn. It's interesting. I don't know what it means by skips a turn, so I don't know if that means it sounds like you miss an entire turn. So I don't know how strong that is. That seems, I guess if you need to finish a guy off, that might be worth it, but skipping a turn seems like that might be bad, especially when you could just use your bow shot for the same powers. Now, I can't see the full level of these yet, so this may scale differently, but that at first glance seems weird, but once I get the character, we'll know more about that. Triple arrows attack with 146 powers. It does look like a single attack, so this would be at 1 character, not the whole team on the other side. So that's your sort of your stronger attack, three cooldown or 3-turn cooldown. So that's a pretty good weight. Then we've got forged arrows. It's a passive and it's 10% crit power. So we're adding to your crit damage if you were to crit. So that's pretty standard fare, nothing too exciting. And then we've got a mercenary. So yeah, I thought I'd seen a speed boost on this. So I don't know what this goes to. So maybe a very fast character. We'll have to wait and see. I looked at the stats for this character and I've actually made a little website. Let's pop over there. So this is a database site I put together, and let me blow this up a little bit so you can see it. So I just went through and I kind of put through the health and the armor for the base sets of characters, and I'll put the link in this down below so you guys can check it out if you want. It's on the public web. So I threw this character in to see where he falls. He's in the uncommon pool, and you can see, compared to some other ones in here, he's kind of low, like on all the stats. So his health, attack power, armor, crit rate, all those things, they're sub, for the most part, the other characters in this thing. So the only thing I can think of is that speed buff is going to be enough to make him go more often. But at first glance, he doesn't look super great, especially when you compare him to characters that are in the kind of the legendary and the epic range. It's just, it may be just another character to help starting people fill out their roster, and that's fine. You need those characters as well. But like I said, at first glance, not too exciting, I think, as a character. So I'll go back here and take a look. He's a ranged hero. He does physical, and he's on the light side. Again, nothing too exciting there. He does have a few styles. These look pretty cool. I like the light one here. So 5% attack. The Golden Company, if you're a Game of Thrones fan, that may be of interest to you. 5% speed. So again, we're seeing the speed stat being used, and we don't really know, what's the long-term benefit of that going to be. This guy stacked with speed, is he going to be super crazy? I mean, he's got a 5% speed here. He's got a 5% speed here. Again, these work off your base stats. So his base is 116. Compare that to like, let's go back to like a legendary type character. who's kind of damage focused. Let's take a look at Ironclaw. You know, his speed is 1.06, so he's actually slower. So again, time will tell. I'm looking forward to picking up this character and playing around with him and seeing kind of where he falls in the spectrum of the air characters. So far, though, there's not been an uncommon character outside of maybe the Acolyte that I've really felt was worth kind of the investment. But I'm to the point now where I think that these are the only characters I have left to really level up. So time will tell. As I mentioned in my last video, the Forest Huntress is a rare, and she's just fantastic. So it's not out of the realm of possibility. She's speedier than he is, but we'll see. So that's a new character, the Sentinel. Hopefully we'll pick up one of him soon in one of the packs, and we can start leveling him up just to see where he goes. But it looks good. Nice little model. And everything else looks pretty good about him. So anyways, that is the video for today. I will continue to play around with these new releases and new items to see kind of where everything falls. Hopefully we'll get our hands on a Sentinel soon, start leveling him up and taking a look at what he can do in the arena and various parts of the game. And we'll continue to work through our campaign to see, how tough these get. I'm kind of curious to see where that goes. So anyways, if you liked the video, please give me a like. If you want to continue to get some Heroes Forge content, subscribe. I do videos on a fairly regular basis, and we'll look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Thanks.